right, ladies and gentlemen, let's get our meeting started. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to our annual reorganization meeting. We'll have a reception immediately afterwards out there in the lobby that you're all invited to, of course. May I get the roll call, please, Ms. McGuire?
Councilmember Engler. Councilmember Engler.
Here.
Thank you. Councilmember McNamm.
Here.
Councilmember Taylor.
Here.
Mayor Pro Tem Newman.
Here.
And Mayor Adam.
And I'm here. Let's all stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Put your hand over your heart to begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Well, as tradition holds, we have many state and county elected officials here today, former mayors, and we have representatives here from different legislative bodies, boards, commissions. I want to welcome them all here this evening. We do have a quick housekeeping item that we need to take care of on the consent calendar, and that is item number 7. Do I have any discussion or a motion to pass the consent calendar, Mr. Engler?
Move the consent calendar.
All right. I believe that item needs to be read, Ms. McGuire.
Yeah, let's have a vote.
And we vote first.
And that motion passes 5-0, and your ordinance title is Ordinance amending Title IX, Chapter 3, Article 12, adding Section 9-3.1218, voluntary lot mergers, amend Title IX, Chapter 4, Article 28, Section 9-4.2816, exempt housing projects, adding 9-4.2816B and relabeling B to C, amend Title IX, Chapter 10, adding Article 8, incentives for affordable housing with lot consolidation, Sections 9-10.801 through 9-10.804 of the Thousand Oaks Municipal Code to establish ministerial process for voluntary lot mergers, incentives for qualifying affordable housing projects, and ministerial approval for SB 35 projects as required by the 2021-2029 Housing Element, MCA 2024-70004, Ordinance Number 1734-NS.
Thank you, Ms. McGuire. Now, I have a special presentation to make. Thank you very much. So, when we do a reorganization, we always do a seat dedication. You're sitting in the seats, and if you'll notice, a lot of them have people's names on them, notable members of the community. Well, we have a notable member of the community here this evening, and it's my honor to bring her down here. Ms. Susan Holt, would you join me at the podium, please? There we go. Very good. Neither am I. May I offer you my arm?
You may. Thank you.
Very nice.
Okay.
Very nice.
Wow.
We're getting there. All right. Thank you for joining me. So, we are very pleased to be able to dedicate this seat to an individual such as yourself.
Thank you.
Extraordinary dedication to the community, tireless advocate, volunteer, leader. You've impacted the city in a very positive way. You have quite a resume, I must say. I think you should run for council. Your efforts have enriched our community. You were a founding member of the Oak Leaf Music Festival.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, which evolved into Summers in the Park. Mm-hmm. And that's an event that entertains people in the Conejo Valley every year. You served as the president of Community Conscious, the trustee for the Conejo Valley Historical Society, president of the Orphanage Guild, and the Achievement Awards for College Scientists. right?
Yeah.
She's agreeing. You served on the board of the Center for the Economic Research and Forecasting at Cal-Lu.
Yes.
You're recognized in 2009 as the Mardi Gras Queen at the Community Conscious Ball.
2009.
That's what it says here. It's not that long ago. This is amazing. You were honored as Doña Triunfo by the Conejo Valley Historical Society. You were nominated as the Ventura County Special District Board Member of the Year. And of course, your stellar service to Conejo Rec Park has been just amazing. You were elected back in 1994. This feels like this is your life, doesn't it?
It is. Do I get this copy?
You can, by all means, we can have that printed for you. You served on Conejo Rec Park for 3 decades. You served as the chair multiple times. You helped develop new parks and recreational facilities such as Sapwe Trails Park, the Borderline Memorial, the Conejo Creek North Park. You renewed the Teen Center, the Global Adult Center, the pickleball courts, the skate parks. It's just amazing. And the Dos Vientos Community Center. We got everything right so far, right?
Oh, yeah.
All right, good.
I forgot a lot of this.
You did. Well, I'm reminding you now. And this is amazing to me. You were the member of the first class of women admitted to the Harvard Business School in 1965. Huh? Isn't that something?
And that's where I met my husband.
Yes, he's right over there. Oh, that's amazing. That's amazing. So from your role as executive director of the Oakleaf Music Festival to your service on CRPD, your contributions have left a real legacy. They really have.
Well, thank you.
So we're going to dedicate a seat in your honor. I think you were just sitting in it. You'll notice it's right up front.
Yeah,
We've got you a very good spot.
Yes.
Front row. And we honor your spirit, your generosity, your commitment to service. And so on behalf of the City Council, we thank you, and your example will inspire us all.
Well, thank you so
You're
much.
welcome. Just like a handheld mic, or you can speak in here.
Oh, this is fine.
Turn around and, yeah. Here's your mic.
Hi, everybody.
There she is.
We ran late because one of the cats was outside and we had to go get him and make sure he was inside when we left. So we were running a little late. Hi there. Hi. Well, thank you. I mean, do I get a copy of this? Because I don't remember all of it. Okay. No, I mean, this is a pleasure. And we have been here before, just as, you know, a part of the audience. And, yeah. So this is such a fabulous community, Thousand Oaks. And originally, when we graduated from Harvard Business School, Ed talked me into taking a job, and we were in LA. And then ultimately my parents, because my brothers both got out here too from New Jersey. We're Jerseyites. Oh, really? Oh, okay. Where? But okay. But anyway, my parents said, well, all the kids are in California, but they didn't like where we live. We were up in the hills, and so they found Thousand Oaks. Then we all moved here, and Ed's family moved here too. I mean, it was wonderful, and so we're so proud of Thousand Oaks for everything that this town does. I mean, it's a great place. So we just had, well, we've been here over 40 years now. So thank you for this. This is very special.
We're proud of you, Susan. Very proud of you. And I do have a certificate I'd like to present to you commemorating your seat.
Thank you.
And again, we thank you for your service. Very dedicated. Many years.
All of you. Thank all of you.
Thank you. Oh, let me escort you back.
Okay.
Yes. Here we go.
Okay.
Yeah, reserved for
All
Susan
right.
Holt.
That's
You
it.
be careful now.
I am. I'm
Okay.
thank you so much.
Hi, Ed. How you doing?
He's a good guy too.
Oh, he's a great
Um,
guy.
But you got to let me in, huh?
Yeah. Be careful now.
Okay, yeah.
There we go. Yeah.
Okay,
We
thank
don't
you.
want our honoree taking a tumble there. All right.
No, that wouldn't be good.
That's good. All right. Thank you, Susan. People like Susan make this community great. I can tell you that. All right. I believe I'm to stay down here at this point, and Mayor Pro Tem Newman will take the floor.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, and good evening. We have a few presentations for you, just a few. I count, I think, 9 of them here. There are several individuals in attendance this evening who have requested to make presentations to you to commemorate your service this year as mayor. We begin this evening representing Congresswoman Julia Brownley, District Representative Kate Vega. Kate, are you here? Please come forward.
Good evening.
You can use, yeah, by all means.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Good evening. My name is Kate Vega, and on behalf of Congresswoman Julia Brownley, I would like to recognize Mayor Adam and Councilmember McNamm for their public service, leadership, and contributions to the City of Thousand Oaks and its residents. Congresswoman Brownley has often said it is her greatest privilege to represent the people of California's 26th congressional district, which includes the beautiful City of Thousand Oaks. She has worked closely with Mayor Adam and the entire City Council to move our community forward and do all that she can in partnership with all of you to improve the lives of people who call Thousand Oaks home. One noteworthy example of this collaboration is the successful implementation of the microgrid and battery energy storage system project. Congresswoman Brownley was proud to secure $1.85 million for this vital investment in the city's infrastructure, which will ensure the off-grid autonomous operation of the city's municipal service center facility during wildfires and power outages. Earlier this year, Congresswoman Brownley also joined Mayor Adam and the City of Thousand Oaks in partnership with the County of Ventura in announcing a $12 million award for electric vehicle charging infrastructure across the region. It is collaborative efforts like these that advance a shared mission and ensure the continued success of the city. The Congresswoman extends her sincere appreciation to Mayor Adam for his steadfast commitment and notable service to the people of Thousand Oaks. She looks forward to continuing the work with the incoming mayor and city council to best serve the residents of this great city. For their contribution to the city, I am pleased to present Mayor Adam with a certificate of congressional recognition on behalf of the Congresswoman. And I can also just read this too. It says, in recognition of the outstanding leadership and steadfast commitment to the City of Thousand Oaks and its residents throughout the years, your unwavering dedication to the growth, prosperity, and well-being of our community has made a lasting impact. Through your advocacy of tireless efforts, you have advanced the best interests of our city, leaving an indelible legacy of positive and profound change. On behalf of a grateful community, I'm honored to extend the heartfelt appreciation of your exceptional public service in making Thousand Oaks a better, stronger, and more vibrant community. Signed by the Congresswoman, yes.
Thank you, Representative Brownley, and thank you, Ms. Vega. Next up, representing Assemblymember Jackie Irwin, is our Deputy District Director, Nancy Frawley. Nancy? I just saw her. Is Nancy here?
She's not here
We
yet.
will come back.
Thank you.
So next up then, representing the County of Ventura, is Board of Supervisor Jeff Gorell. Jeff?
I'll be brief. Members of the council, Mayor, Jeff Gorell, County Supervisor, 2nd District, honored to join you here today and recognize the sacrifice that is required of serving as mayor of this beautiful city for a year, is putting your life on hold in many ways, and telling your family you're going to be busy on a lot of different nights. So the County Board of Supervisors, all 5 of us have signed this resolution recognizing Al Adam for his sacrifice and service to this wonderful city. And it talks a little bit about his achievements, and there's so many, and I was so impressed. So I was so very impressed until I heard Susan Holt's resume. Holy. And nowhere on here, sir, is Mardi Gras Queen. Nor is there anything about Harvard, but it's really, really impressive. Steadfast advocate in enhancing East County services, championing the establishment of a family justice center to support victims, the launch of the Thousand Oaks Navigation Center, provide critical assistance for unsheltered individuals, so many different things that have come to fruition under your leadership and the entire council. I'll just read the last. Is with Al Adams' deep roots in Thousand Oaks, active involvement in the Greater Conejo Valley Chamber of Commerce, and families' contributions to community organizations like the Assistance League of the Conejo Valley have enriched the lives of countless residents. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the County of Ventura Board of Supervisors recognizes and commends Mayor Al Adam for his extraordinary service, leadership, and dedication to the betterment of the community during his 2023-2024 mayoral term. Thank you for your service, sir.
All right. Thank you, Supervisor Gorell. Moving on, representing the city of Simi Valley is Councilmember Elaine Litster. Elaine? Welcome.
Hey, you came all the way down from Simi Valley. How nice. Wonderful.
All the way from Simi Valley. Good to see you. We go way back. Actually, one of our last loveliest conversations was at the New West Symphony, and I learned more about Thousand Oaks history and evolution and development and where you're headed and where you came from, and it was just a lovely evening. And it was longer than 5 minutes, I want you to know. There's many things. As you know, we are a bit of sister cities. We're about the same size. We have same things going. You have an auto mall. We have Costco. You have this beautiful performing arts center. We have the Reagan Library. Okay, no, really there is, we recognize that we are all one area community, and it's a joy being part of this region with you, and are so grateful for your service, Al. It's been lovely. But I've actually learned that the reason you're so outstanding is you have an amazing wife, Marilyn, who I happen to be sitting next to. So they're behind every good person. Often there's someone who gets them there. And so I recognize how that all works. So thank you. But Al, here to commend you for your service. Thank you on behalf of the city of Simi Valley. And you can see that we don't have quite the budget that the county has. You're getting this little certificate that basically says you're amazing. Let me give you the right one. I'm sorry. No, they're not interchangeable. This one has your name on it. And so on behalf of the City Council, the Mayor, Fred Thomas, we want to commend you for just being outstanding, all that you've done for the City of Thousand Oaks. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Elaine. And next up, representing the Conejo Recreation and Parks District, its brand new chair, and a former colleague of mine when we both served on the Thousand Oaks Planning Commission, Doug Nichols.
Hey, my guy. How you doing, Doug?
Congratulations, I'll swap with you.
Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Pro Tem Mayor. Mr. Mayor, Al, it's been another wonderful year. I was reflecting back 4 years ago when it seemed like every day I saw you on Instagram with some new activity going on in the city. And I thought, where does this guy have the time? And I know this year hasn't been any different. It's just that you've been actually to be able to do things in person and not have to do some video monologue on that. But I know how much you are committed to the city. You have these tremendous visions, and not only your visions, but when your fellow council members and staff put together a project, you're all in. And it's like you are the ambassador. You make us all feel like we all should be rah-rahing for this project because you are totally into it. So I appreciate that support and all that you give to that. And I also think maybe in your heart, you kind of wish you were on the Rec and Park Board, because I remember that a few years ago you had that special bicycle event, Cyclivia, so that maybe that's really what you'd rather be doing. I don't know, just was kind of wondering. But anyhow, we appreciate your support for recreation and parks. And I know the city's always been a good partner. I know you've been a key part of that. So just in recognition of your service, we didn't go through the effort of a special plaque or anything else. We just have a special gift for you. So please go right ahead. Yes.
Why not? Love to.
And while you're doing that, I just want to mention we do have a few of our board members here. I saw Chuck and Ashley, yes, Chuck is up there, and our general manager, Jim Friedel. So
Look at this, everybody. Beautiful. Thank you, guys.
yeah, absolutely.
It's nice. I'm gonna hang that in a very prominent spot.
Yes, it's almost like your backyard, Al.
It's looking out a window. Huh? Thank you.
Again, thanks again.
That's beautiful. Thank you.
Thank you, Doug. Next up, representing the Conejo Valley Chamber of Commerce is its president, Danielle Borgia. Danielle, welcome.
Good evening, everyone. It's so exciting to be here and to honor your service this year. You know, in 2020, we had a very different experience when you were mayor, and I was first the chamber CEO. And so it's been such a pleasure to work with you in person closely this year. We've had the opportunity to see some business expansions with Frontier Aerospace and Fiji Film recently, lots of ribbon cuttings. But your passion for the business community always shines through, no matter where you are. And we appreciate all your support from our smallest businesses up to our largest employers. So on behalf of our board of directors, no plaques this year. We just want you to enjoy dinner at one of our local businesses at Crawford Social in Maryland. Make sure he brings you. And so congratulations on an outstanding year, and look forward to the next 4.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Danielle. And next, representing the Thousand Oaks Boulevard Association, Sean Maradian. Mr. Maradian, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Good evening, friends, neighbors. Sean Maradian. I'm the president of the Thousand Oaks Boulevard Association and a lifelong resident of Thousand Oaks and a big fan of our mayors here. 8 years ago, when I was elected to TOBA president, I was tasked with getting to know the council members and trying to educate them about the importance of the boulevard and the vision and how we can create a downtown, and then listening to him today at the State of the City talk about how important that vision is. We've come a long way in 8 years. The experiences that TOBA has shared with you, sir, are countless. Your support for our boulevard, for our specific plan, for our small businesses through the pandemic, post-pandemic, investing in the campus master plan, and everything you do just to bring awareness how important that corridor is means a lot to our membership, and we are eternally grateful. As other speakers have said, it is a sacrifice. I know it. I know it takes a lot of effort to do this job, and as mayor, it's tenfold, so it doesn't go unrecognized either. I could be here for hours saying how much we thank you for your service to our community. On behalf of our board of directors and our members, we used to also give plaques, but this year in the spirit of experiences, we wanted to give you an experience. It's under the limits of my uncle Larry Levine, so it's under that limit as well, okay? Madam Noonan. But it's a new business on Thousand Oaks Boulevard. It's one of our newest restaurants that we think you and your lovely wife would enjoy. So on behalf of our board, we want to thank you for your service, and we hope you enjoy, and congratulations on your re-election as well. Look forward to working with you. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Sean. Thank you very much.
Next, we have several former mayors here, but representing them is former Mayor Ed Jones. Ed?
You know, it's a great pleasure to be here. I'd like whatever former mayors we have. I think I see Charles Cohen, and I see Frank Shillow. You know, we're here to honor you, Al. Al, I had the pleasure of serving with you for 4 years, and we didn't always agree, but you were always true to your principles, and you always were well prepared. I knew you'd read the packet, because if I debated you, you always knew your stuff. So I don't know what to add to what we've heard already. If the people here would excuse me a moment, if I could reminisce, I'd like to, first of all, introduce Chuck Cohen and Frank Shillow. We go back quite a long way, and I served with Chuck, and he's much more loquacious than I am, so if I follow him, it will be a disappointment, but let me have Chuck come up here. Oh, we have Andy, yeah. Well, Andy's been working over at St. Pascal's, right? And just finished. So you can see how our former mayors still help the community. Here's Chuck Cohen.
Just to join with Frank and Andy and Claudia and Judy Lazar and a few of us that still sustain. We admire the work that you've done and the effort that you've put in. It's a great city, and you're part of the responsibility for that. Thank you so much.
I want to thank you for your service, and it's a peculiar post that you have, one that's total responsibility, and you're thrown into that position. Basically, you don't run for, you already ran for the job as a council person, but now you have a leadership role, and you've done wonders, and I thank you very much for that.
Appreciate that.
Al, just congratulations on a great year. I think it was Danielle mentioned your passion for the business community. Really, you have a passion for this city. And whether it's open space, the business community, downtown, public safety, representing the city at various events, you really do have a passion for service. And you know, a lot of folks, they just get to see, you know, the Tuesday night meetings. They don't get to see behind the scenes. I've had the pleasure and honor of working with you, and you really do put everything you have into the job. And it's unfortunate the rest of the community can't see it on a day-to-day basis, but they rewarded you with another 4 years. Congratulations. And wish you well for the next 4 years, but a great job as mayor.
Thank you, Andy. Appreciate that.
Well, let me just, in conclusion, I'd like to say Chuck and I served together, and we were on the committee that approved the general plan back in 1970, and Chuck signed it, and he and I were 2 of the 5 council members that approved it. I'd like just to say that, if you pardon me for being a little personal with myself for a second, I asked our illustrious city clerk, Laura McGuire, if she would tell me the history of these mugs that we've given out. And she actually found the minutes from September 14th, 1993, and it says, special presentations to Mayor Lazar, by Steve Rubenstein, representing the Chamber of Commerce, Pat Fredericks, representing Conejo Valley Board of Realtors, and Ed Jones on behalf of the former city mayors. I did not realize it went back to 93. That's 31 years. I think you must be getting tired of my coming to these meetings by now. 31-year engagement is long enough. So at this point, I'm going to turn the honors over to a younger. There are 3 nonagenarians here tonight. I guess if you're mayor, it is a ticket to longevity. Is that it? Remember that, Al. The baby here is Shiloh. He's only 90. Cohen's 92, and I'm 94. So in conclusion, I'd like to say it's been a pleasure to have been involved over the years. By coincidence, our family moved into our new house here in early 1964 on approximately October 7th, the date the city incorporated, and the city has been close to my heart ever since. I've been in office 28 years with different boards, representing, every time I represented all the people of Thousand Oaks on the Board of Supervisors and the Park Board as well as the council. I believe we got off to a good start. Chuck and I were part of the council which approved and signed the original general plan, and succeeding councils and staffs have implemented plans and even improved upon them to the extent that I believe there's no finer city in the nation than Thousand Oaks. I'd like to thank the city and the people for allowing me to be involved over the years. Thank you.
Thank you, Ed. Where's the mug? I need to add this to my set. There we are. Beautiful.
The bag is included.
The bag is included.
Yeah.
Very nice. Thank you. He's the bag man. I'll add this to my set. Beautiful. Thank you, gentlemen. Appreciate it. Thank you. Oh, we got to get a picture. Oh, wait.
We're gonna have a picture here. Do you guys want? We've got a couple more ex-mayors up here. Gentlemen? There's a couple, at least a couple more ex-mayors here. Councilmember Engler, Councilmember McNamm, ex-mayors both. Thank you, Ed, Frank, Chuck, Andy, Kevin, Bob. Let's have another hand for all of our ex-mayors. And next up is City Manager Drew Power on behalf of city staff.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. It's my pleasure to be here representing the city organization and the city team. So appreciative of all you've done for us over the years, but in particular this last year. It has been a full year where we focused on general plan implementation. We focused on addressing homelessness, But two areas that I just wanted, or noteworthy, that I just wanted to point out is your level of commitment to our business community on business visitations, countless ribbon cuttings, going to visit with new companies coming to town and making the time to be there. It was really impactful. But probably the most notable example of progress this year was on our downtown. And we made huge strides on that project. And your work with Councilmember Taylor on the ad hoc committee there has just helped us to make tremendous strides, and we're just extremely excited about the years ahead in getting that project up to reality. Your executive team, I just wanted to send you a note of thanks for all your commitment to us and the organization.
Thank you, Drew. And Mayor, please join the council and me back on the dais. I want to say there is one more presentation, and that's from the City Council itself. We'd like to present to you, Mayor Adam. Because you run meetings here so fairly and so efficiently, we are honored to present you with this crystal gavel set.
Where do you see this? Be careful. Be careful. It's coming. Look at this. Have a shot for the acorn. Oh, that's beautiful. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome. We're grateful to you for running meetings as well as you have. And with that, Mayor, I turn the meeting back over to you.
Now, we have another council member that we want to honor this evening. That is Councilmember McNamm. If you'd please go to the speaker lectern. Mr. McNamm, there's several individuals that would like to make a presentation to you this evening.
Sort of feel like I'm under cross-examination here, so let's do it.
All right, let's get started. First up, we have representing the County of Ventura, District 2. That would be, oh yeah, let's go with Katie Vega, first of all, from Julia Brownlee's office. There you go, Katie. Come on down.
Here you go, Katie. Microphone for you.
Good evening again. And thank you, Mayor. I'm here to present you with a certificate of congressional recognition. So this is presented to Kevin McNamm in recognition of your dedicated public service to the City of Thousand Oaks and its residents over the years. Throughout your tenure on the Thousand Oaks City Council, your efforts have made a significant impact. Your unwavering commitment to advocating for the needs of our community and promoting the best interests of our region is truly commendable. On behalf of a grateful community, I am pleased to express our appreciation for your notable public service to creating a stronger and brighter future for Thousand Oaks. Signed by the Congresswoman. Sorry. There you go.
I thank you very kindly. Very kind of you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Katie.
I will turn this over to my administrator, my wife.
Okay. And that's not all. County Supervisor Jeff Gorell is here.
Good to see you, Betty. Here you go.
You too. Thank you, Dr. McNamee. For 4 years, you've sacrificed and given great service to this beautiful city, and that sacrifice is your whole family, Catherine, and so we're so very grateful because I live here. This is my home, and we live here because of the quality of life, and it's because of the great people And it's because of public servants like you that step up and hear the call and respond to that call and do great things. You're a big thinker. We've talked about big things on homelessness. We've talked about big things on public safety and economic development. And you think outside the box and you think in grand terms. And I've always respected and appreciated that. My colleagues, the 5 of us on the Board of Supervisors, have put this resolution together. And I'm just going to read two of the whereases here. During his tenure, Dr. McNamm has championed over 38 projects aimed at improving the quality of life for all residents by addressing critical issues such as the homelessness crisis, public safety, job creation, business growth, workforce housing for essential professions, and water sustainability and reuse. With over 35 years of experience as an acupuncturist and chiropractor, Dr. McNamm continues to serve his community through his clinical practice at the California Health Institute in Thousand Oaks and Woodland Hills. And now, therefore, be it resolved that the County of Ventura Board of Supervisors commends and recognizes Dr. Kevin McNamm for his outstanding service, visionary leadership, and steadfast commitment to enhancing the well-being and quality of life for all residents of this community. Thank you for your service, sir.
All right, and now we have representing the city of Simi Valley, Elaine Litzer.
Good to see you, Elaine. I always say Simi Valley is one of those cities that if we weren't here in Thousand Oaks, we'd be in Simi. You have a Costco, you have the Reagan Library. We don't have that, but we've got great people here too.
And you have this amazing facility, which I love to visit. Kevin, this is Councilmember McNamm. It is an honor to be here on behalf of the city of Simi Valley to recognize you and your many efforts. I've had the privilege of serving with Kevin on the Ventura County Association of Government organization and our JPL and great work there, and very much a fierce advocate for Thousand Oaks. But I want you to know that this man believes in raising everyone around him. In fact, knowing that I was coming here tonight, I thought, I'm just going to go back through some of my texts I've received from you, because basically he's trying to teach Simi Valley what we could do to follow Thousand Oaks' great example. And so I'm going to share just some of those things that anyway, I'd love to just share some of these things I've learned about that Kevin has done behind the scenes. He is very active in the process of representation. He wants to be sure that anyone who wants to run for office knows how to do it, has access to doing it, and participates. That was very, very important to you through the years. Again, it was mentioned previously, you've been a fierce homeless advocate for the homeless. In fact, I looked through my texts, and he said he encouraged me to visit Gabriel's House, which is a transitional homeless shelter in Oxnard, to learn what they were doing, among the things that you're doing here in the city. But he was always trying to find a way to serve those who were most in need. Fierce advocate for economic and business development. I'm going to actually read this text to you, because it just gives you an idea of how he's trying to make sure Simi Valley isn't left in the dust as we're trying to follow Thousand Oaks' example. And this was, he sent me the Conejo Valley flyer, which was Elevate Conejo Valley. Do you recall that? This is a couple years back, and helped instigate a business development series. But this was the text. This is the business development series the city and chamber are putting on beginning in March. Consider doing this in Simi. Also, we will be doing a business incubator in City Hall to help new business development. From there, they can move to the Oaks Mall or Jan's Mall when they expand. Something for Simi to do as well. Clearly, you were interested in what we're doing. And anyway, just a few more things to share. Basically, he was interested in education, sent me information about your crossing guards, what you were doing there. You've been an advocate for education reform. You're an advocate for the environment, what you've done in your knowledge and teaching about water resources and how those can be conserved and used. We know what you do there. You were concerned with ADA frivolous lawsuits. You were concerned about sidewalks. I could go on and on and on. But basically what I'm trying to say is that this man, in 4 years, truly fought and didn't waste a minute. He loves this community of Thousand Oaks. You desire to do better. And I think whether or not you're on the council, you are still going to be doing amazing things for this city. I know that. So congratulations for 4 years of wonderful service. Thank you.
One of the things I've enjoyed about working with Simi Valley, Moore Park, Camarillo, Agora Westlake, is that the same issues that affect us affect them. And I maintained a communication with people like Elaine, who we share issues so that way we better address the needs of our communities. Because the issues don't know city boundaries. We're all impacted. And I've so have enjoyed collaborating with you, finding creative solutions to challenges that face us. And thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you, Elaine.
Good to see you. Thank you.
Next up, we have Doug Nichols from Caneo Rec and Park. Doug?
The package is not as big as Al's. Good to see you, my friend.
Well, it may not be as big, but it's just as thoughtful. Councilmember McNamm, Kevin, I was reflecting back when I first met you. We were on the campaign trail together in 2018 and struck up some very fascinating conversations with you and could immediately tell your passion for our community. 2 years later, you were elected to the City Council. And the last 4 years, it has been a windstorm of your ideas and passion, and obviously you're sharing beyond our Caneo Valley some of your ideas. But I appreciate how you interact with the council, with your community, with your fellow agencies. Likewise, as Elaine was mentioning, I was getting text messages. So I just wonder, I don't know if Catherine was wondering why is he up, till 3 o'clock in the morning, but whatever it was. But obviously, you want to share what's on your heart. And what I always appreciate was, it's not that you had ideas, but you had realistic solution options. And it obviously had thought about it. And so I appreciate your willingness to share, but also your compassion for your community and how you wanted to affect it in positive ways and to be a part of it, not just to pass it off, but to be a part of it. So thank you for that. I know that you will continue to be part of it. You still have my number, so you can still text me. And we'll still work together one way or another. But thank you so much for your 4 years, including your mayorship and your leadership. And we look forward to working together continuously. So thank you.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. And just as a reminder, we do have our board members, Chuck and Ashley, and General Manager Jim. I'm just here as a representative.
And a wonderful board that you have. Yes. Great park system we have here to benefit everybody. Thank you, sir.
All right. Thank you, Doug. From the Caneo Valley, the Greater Caneo Valley Chamber of Commerce, President and CEO Danielle Borgia.
Danielle, I have so enjoyed working with you over the last 4 years. What innovative things we've brought forth to help business. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilmember McNamee. I think it's been really wonderful not only to work with you as a council member, but also have a small business owner perspective on our city council. You were so prepared at every single ribbon cutting we did last year. He could practically recite the business's history at the ribbon cutting, and I know that they appreciate that thoughtfulness. You could have said any kind of words in general, but you really put the time and effort in to make sure you knew them when you walked in that door. And so we've had a lot of dialogue and a lot of discussions over the last 4 years, worked on a lot of important issues, and I just want you to know that on behalf of our board of directors, we are so appreciative of the partnership and the time that we've spent together, and know that you've made a lasting impact in this community on your time during council. So thank you. And you can go to dinner with Al or not, but Crawford's for you as well.
Thank you, Danielle.
Catherine's my dinner date.
Now we have Sean Maradian, President of the Thousand Oaks Boulevard Association.
Good to see you, buddy. Here you go.
Good evening again. Councilmember McNamee. 4 years ago, we were surprised when you were elected to the city council. On behalf of our board, we're like, what do we do now? Who is this gentleman? What is he about and what does he believe in? And you were kind enough to reach out to get to know us. And the things that you said were, I care about parking. I want to make sure that everybody has a safe place to park. And I want to make sure that everybody has a safe place to live and work. I said, wow, those are values that we can believe in as well. So based on those shared beliefs, we've developed a relationship over the years, which transitioned to the most consequential vote and hearing of our entire city's history. You presided over our general plan update. You signed that general plan update. You brought Thousand Oaks into the 21st century, and for that, you've left your mark on this city forever, and we are indebted to your service and grateful. Beyond that, you asked us to invest with you in license plate readers to help law enforcement keep our boulevard safer, and as a result of that, the businesses did actually receive benefits, along with many other things like districting and your work with countless other projects. When somebody would ask us, what kind of council member is Councilmember McNamee, I would simply say he's an active council member. Rather than waiting to solve somebody else's problem, you would look out ways to solve problems in advance. And so for that, we're going to miss you. We're grateful for your service, and we hope that whatever is the next chapter for you and your lovely family, we wish you well. Like Mayor Adam, under the laws of my uncle, great uncle Levine, we also got you a experiential visit to one of our businesses on Thousand Oaks Boulevard that we hope you enjoy, and wish you and your family all the best, sir, okay? Thank you.
Sean, thank you. For those of you who don't know, there's something called the Levine Act here in California, that if you ran for office and you receive campaign contributions, if they're over $250, any issue brought forth by that party that contributed, you've got to recuse yourself or refund them the money or give the money back. So that's his Uncle Levine over here he's referring to, for those of you who don't know what's going on there.
And now we have Mr. Drew Powers, our city manager.
Councilmember McNamee, it's been an amazing 4 years of work. When you came in and as first elected, it was one of the most challenging times to have to onboard as a new city council member during the really the depths of COVID and trying to navigate all of that. And as I told you in one of our first conversations, we had probably the most aggressive body of work that we have had as a legislative group in the city's history, with the general plan looming. But your very first item that we had to get prepared for was a waste hauler agreement. And that might sound like a simple set of facts, but that was a huge undertaking. And so we spent our first 4 or 5 meetings just focused in that particular area. As mentioned earlier, fierce advocate for business. We share an appreciation for customer service in the municipal setting. And countless times you encountered an issue, got it to me, we dealt with the issue. Even up till today, I was texting him at State of the City. We got the gas turned on at Planet Fitness down at North Ranch. They were having a problem with the gas company. We helped facilitate that. So very active, very involved, very engaged, and shares that customer service ethic. One of the things that I know that Councilmember McNamee loves is some of the old Westerns and films that were shot here. So the executive team wanted to give you a commemorative piece from Gunsmoke out on the shot out at Wildwood Mesa. So thanks for all your efforts.
Not done yet. Next up is our mayor. Here you go.
Yes. Kevin.
Yes, sir.
We have a seat for you. Dedicated. Number M23. It's right behind Marilyn. There it is. So that is yours in perpetuity. And I'd like to present to you a little token of our esteem, appreciation for all the work you've done here for the city of Thousand Oaks. And why don't we both rejoin the dais and we can make some remarks.
Happy to do so.
Excellent. Okay, so As is customary, we usually have some remarks from the council member for our outgoing members. Mayor Pro Tem Newman, would you care to start?
Yes, thank you, Mr. Mayor. Councilmember McNamm, it should come as no surprise to anyone in this room that you and I have differed on one or two issues. And yet, I want to celebrate the things that we share in common and that we have voted on in common. For example, last year, you were part of a unanimous vote to create a senior overlay zone for some of our older residents that kept a bunch of at-risk seniors in their homes. We help people here, and that was an important step in doing that. You were part of a unanimous vote for our navigation center, which will provide temporary shelter and a path out of homelessness. You were part of that. I was absent from the meeting where council voted last year on our library future direction, but part of that plan was calling for a third library branch to serve this underserved area in the eastern part of town. And as the son of a librarian, I certainly support that as well. So there are things we agree on. There's also a view held by some, not by me, that government is somehow the problem and bad, and I'm not one of those people. I think anyone who serves anyone who goes into public service is in some way giving a lot of themselves to be of service to others. And I think whether we agree with them or not, that's worthy of our recognition and our praise. So for that, I thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Newman. Mr. Taylor.
Mr. McNamm, I was trying to think of a couple stories that I think articulated the experience that I've had with you over the last 2 years. And the one I thought of was right when I got elected, or I guess before I got sworn in, I went out to lunch with Kevin, I went out to lunch with Bob, I went out to lunch with Al as a get to know, one another. And the one thing that I heard from both Bob and Al was Kevin is very active. We heard it from Mr. Muradian. Fast forward a week from that lunch that we had, I'm out having a coffee with a friend of mine, and Kevin walked by. And so I introduced my friend to him. I said, this is, a city council member. And my friend goes, oh, really? I have a four-way, he lives in what are the apartments across from 7-Eleven? Blanking on the name. The mixed-use project? 1710, there it is. So he's living in there, and he looks at Mr. McNamm and goes, hey, I'm having a hard time. Every time I pull out of this street, I'm almost hit. Every time. And I look at my friend, I'm like, dude, I just introduced you. You're already kind of serving him problems. And so I think nothing of it. And then about 3 weeks later, there's a stop sign there. And then maybe a week after that, I run into my friend. He's like, dude, Kevin McNamm put a stop sign here. And so that was my first kind of experience into seeing how you work. I would say for the last 2 years, it's been a pleasure. You definitely set the pace high. When I got elected, I had a newborn, so I was already running on fumes and trying to keep up. You did a great job setting the bar. And so I appreciate the time that we had. Thank you for your service. It's been an absolute pleasure for me.
Thank you, Mr. Taylor. Mr. Engler.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Thank you. I was struck by something that our Chamber of Commerce CEO Danielle said, and I enjoy going out to these ribbon cuttings, and occasionally the mayor isn't there. I get to do the ribbon cutting, but most of the time the mayor's there, and I stand in the sidelines as a member of the audience cheering them on. What Danielle said was incredibly accurate. Kevin, you always took the time to learn about the businesses that you were cutting the ribbon for. And I was always impressed by how you were so gracious in being able to welcome them into the family of the businesses in town. Those of us who sit on the dais or who have sat on the dais, It's a collection of people who have taken their time, their effort, sometimes their money, and decided to contribute to the community. Occasionally people applaud us for what we're doing up here, occasionally not. Either way, the effort and the heartfelt way of going about things is what we on the dais look to each other and know that when we look at each other, we know that we share that love for the city that we all can agree to. And Kevin, you were part of that, and I appreciate you taking the time and the effort of being part of what we are at the dais.
Thank you, Mr. Engler. Well, Kevin, 4 years is a long time. Long time. And you worked really hard. I want to tell you, 24/7, weeknights. I mean, you embraced this job. Weekends. No problem was too small. You're really resident friendly. You really responded to people's situations and problems and did your best to solve them all. I think that's very commendable. And your year as mayor was probably one of the most challenging years we've had. I mean, we had the general plan update that year, and we had districting. That was a tough year, and you got us through it. Your leadership was solid, and I really appreciate that. And you know what? Your name will forever be on the top of the list of council members for the general plan update. Mayor Kevin McNamm, so that's something to be proud of.
First one was Chuck Cohen, so I'm honored to serve with Chuck there at that position.
True. That's true, but you are the most recent, let's put it that way. I mean, you really reached out. You set up a table. It was at the Jans Mall, right? Yeah, and following in the footsteps of some of our other council members, it's fantastic. I know I got good reports from Danielle about how you went to all the ribbon cuttings. You're very prepared. You understand how important these ribbon cuttings are to the businesses here in the city, and you really did a good job. Very remarkable, very hardworking. Really embraced the job. I want to congratulate you on that, Kevin. And now, Mr. McNamee, would you like to talk about yourself?
Oh, sure.
No.
Very, very kind words have been shared over my last 4 years of work and accomplishment. When I got elected, I knew 4 years is going to go by quick. I spoke to Councilmember Lazar, and she says, Kevin, enjoy every moment because it does go by fast, and she was so right. I reflect on my emphasis, for example, public safety. My retired reserve officer status allowed me to bring that strength here to City Council, set up LPRs citywide, and eventually I worked with other council members around the county, and we now have county-wide license plate readers that have been instrumental in catching rapists, armed robbers, bank robbers, car thieves, as well as Chilean burglary groups. Public safety is important because I want all of you to walk down the street in safety and not have to worry about crime being part of it. Came to my attention we had sex trafficking going on in 2 of our massage businesses. Got a hold of our city manager who got a hold of the DA and the sheriff, and turns out there were 77 such places throughout the county, all of which have been shut down and stopped the sex trafficking that was going on. Quality of life. If you walk around on your sidewalks in your neighborhoods, you will see them shaved down, so that way it reduces the trip and fall. The idea is we'll spend the $500,000 to save multi-million-dollar lawsuits down the road. To me, that's good money spent to help save money down the road. I'm pleased that my council members approved the going through and leveling all our sidewalks in our wonderful city so that way we don't have to have those injuries. As I work over at the free clinic, here in Conejo Valley, it's the Westminster Free Clinic. Once a month, I volunteer my clinical services. I talk to the low-income families, and I find out they don't have access to tutors like the students from wealthy families. They don't have quiet spaces. So over a year, I negotiated with the developers coming in with 3 apartment complexes who want to put in tutoring learning centers so that way they have a quiet place, but also access to tutors, which I'm working on, and I'll continue to work on bringing in grant money so that way we can hire our local college students to be the tutors that go in and help them elevate their grades. Businesses, Danielle, you have been an absolute pleasure to work with from the Chamber of Commerce. When I got reports that the American with Disability Acts lawsuits were coming against our local businesses, Some businesses were facing such high numbers of fines from ADA that it was going to shut them down. I talked to Danielle and our city manager, Drew Powers, and we put on workshops to help our city businesses identify any infractions so that way they can avoid the fines associated with ADA infractions. The business development workshops. Danielle, you did a great job bringing that forward, a series of 5 seminars to help our businesses grow and develop. Projects in the future that I don't know if I'll be able to develop because I'm not on council, but I worked heavily with Supervisor Frank Schillo here in trying to address homelessness in our county in a real way. What we're doing, in my opinion, right now is just a Band-Aid, and it's not offering a pathway forward. My clinical practice over by Hillcrest and Moore Park, right next to Lutheran Social Services, I'd get out of my car to go into my clinical practice, and that's where all the homeless were located. Those homeless would come up to me, Mayor, I'd like a job. I want to get out of this. I really want to not be homeless anymore. And my heart goes out to them because I see the day-to-day, these folks and the anguish that they're in and the dire straits, but no real pathway forward with the current Housing First model. It doesn't work. And so I brought forth a model that we centralize all our homeless services in the county, and we take our homeless back and forth and provide the services there so that we get them off the streets so they are not doing crime or pooping in front of your houses, but yet they still have a pathway forward through centralizing it. It'd be more efficient. And then with the remodel of City Hall, yes, I've been a fierce advocate for the low-income families here in the area on the east side of our city who do not have a library and easy access to it. What better way to help students elevate their grades, get better jobs because they've got an education than to put a library here in the new future City Hall? I won't be on council to help champion that through. I hope my fellow council members embrace that and see that as an amenity that I think would be beneficial here for the east side to have a library in our City Hall remodel. We have a housing issue that's going to come up for needed professions: teachers, medical residents, nurses, firefighters, police, city and county employees. It's gotten to the point where everyone loves this gem of California called Thousand Oaks. They're moving out of Los Angeles and coming out here. They're selling their multi-million-dollar house in Los Angeles, coming out to Thousand Oaks with the median price now at $1.5 million. I commented to my wife that today, if we were trying to buy in Thousand Oaks, I couldn't afford to be here with you. Well, we have a problem because if we can't attract teachers, firefighters, doctors, police, teachers, medical residents, nurses, we're not going to have a stable workforce here for needed professions. So again, that's a project that I brought forth, working on it, many mansions and so forth. But again, I won't be on council to bring that forward. I can say thank you to my wonderful wife who has enjoyed this ride for the last 4 years. Very grateful for her and being my confidant, my advisor. When I ran for council, I knew that I would be a subject of attack from any policy you make in public policy. Half are going to love you, half are going to hate you, and that's just the nature of politics, and I knew about it. And you develop a thick skin and just know the policies are right. My policies and all the decisions I make keep government small but efficient to provide the services we want, keep taxes low, so that way it keeps the money in your pocket and not someone else's like the government, because when you take money out of the economy and put it into government, it slows it down. So all the initiatives, all the projects, all the solutions I've brought forward embrace those concepts. My regret, and it's a big regret, is my wife has to hear the character assassination, the reputation destruction, the things that aren't true said about me by a small vocal group in this community. And she, of all people, wants to defend her husband. And it hurts her. As all the spouses of the council members you see up here, I ask all of you and implore all of you, listen to the wisdom you give to the children in our schools, saying, do not bully, do not name call, do not character assassinate, do not destroy their reputation. But yet we use that in political campaigns. My regret, my disappointment is that this is not national politics here. This is local politics. You are my neighbors. And to have neighbors say things that are untrue, unkind, that's okay, you say them about me. But God, it hurts my wife. And she wants to defend me, but can't. And for that, my thanks to my wife. I'm so sorry you had to go through it, but in a few minutes this will be over, and you don't have to listen to the unkind things that people say about me. I'd like to say Thousand Oaks is the gem of California. This is why everyone from Los Angeles wants to move out here. And it's not to do to these 5 people sitting with me as council members. It's because of previous councils that have done a good job with their decision making. Where else can you find a city that's got 2 years of cash reserves, that we balance the budget every year, thank you, Jamie, as well as be able to bring forth projects that help elevate offerings in sports, in the arts, entertainment. Those things other cities struggle to pay to balance their budget every year. We blow by that and we take our cash reserves and put it into that reserve that we have that keeps us strong. We have very few bonds that are still left to be paid. We have a high bond rating, and that's because of previous council members, Frank Schillo, Chuck Cohen, Ed Jones, many others who sit here in the audience. I'd like to say that the strength of Thousand Oaks rests with the people who live here. We take care of our family, look after our neighbors, and we care about our community. And it's because if you ask a lot of the people here in the audience and those at home and those in the city, they not only volunteer for one, maybe 2 or 3 other organizations that elevate the lives, the quality of life for others in our city. That's the strength. Stay committed, stay part of this community, care about it, problem solve, find answers that help others get through this thing called life. It has been my absolute pleasure for the last 4 years to be your council member. And yes, setting up my table over at the Jan's Marketplace or the Oaks or over at the Promenade, where I set up a table and listen to the issues and concerns of our people, I heard things that absent that setting, I would not have heard to bring forth to our wonderful city staff to address. And I'd like to say that the strength of the city also rests with the strong, talented city staff that we have. I bring issues to our city manager, our city attorney, who give me guidance on how to address this, and they in turn bring this forward to the city staff to execute. And I appreciate the responsiveness. All of you, you have us as council members out in front. It's not us. It's the city staff. It's the city leadership. We just give them direction. They execute it. And with that, I love my wife. It's been a good ride. Mayor.
Thank you, Mr. McNamm. All right, we do have some public comments this evening that I'd like to go to. And would you care to announce it, Ms. McGuire?
This is the time and place for public comments on any item within the city's jurisdiction or any other item on the rest of tonight's agenda. Speakers are requested to state their name and community of residence for the record. 7 individuals have requested to speak, and pursuant to council standards, speakers are allowed 3 minutes. The yellow light displays when you have 1 minute remaining.
Thank you very much. First up, we have Don Lanson, followed by Cindy Murray. Evening, Don.
Good evening, Council. My name is Don Lanson. I am a longtime resident of the City of Thousand Oaks and currently have the honor of serving as the chair of the Planning Commission by virtue of the appointment of our mayor. I wanted to come here and say thank you to the mayor for giving me that opportunity. Our citizens, I think you actually said it today as part of your speech of the city, the state of the city, is at the end of the day, our citizens are amazing. We have an amazing group of people. We are so fortunate and lucky. I have so many colleagues, contacts, and friends that wish they lived here. We are an amazing group of people, so thank you for giving me that opportunity. I unfortunately have to leave after my comments because my family's sitting in the dark because of a power outage, but I wanted to say a few things with regard to why I think ultimately you are so special as part of this process. Again, dedication, everybody said it, dedication to the city, your loyalty, your positivity. You said not being grumpy. It's positivity that I think really is the issue. You can actually kind of create that opportunity for anybody. But what that comes down to me ultimately, and for me, is the vision. It's been said the greatest leaders mobilize others by coalescing people around a shared vision. I think that's a perfect way of saying what you've done with regard to our general plan update, all the different things you've done for our city in terms of having that united vision moving forward, and I think that vision is going to carry us forward. I'm so proud and glad that you are going to be on the City Council for another 4 years. And again, thank you very much for letting me have the opportunity to serve.
Thank you, Don.
And now I'm going to go home.
Next up is Cindy Murray, followed by Betty Lithgow. Lithgow, I should say. Hello, Cindy.
Hello, how are you?
Great.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
We are very fortunate to have you, Al. Very fortunate. Listening to these comments warmed my heart. And Mr. McNamm, your shoes. Nobody made a comment about those boots.
It's my wife. She's my fashionista. She tells me what to wear.
So I am here. Good evening. I am here tonight. I am the executive director of 5 Star Theatricals, and I just want to say that for the first time, we're partnering with TO Arts, and we're presenting a panto, Peter Pan and Tinkerbell, A Pirate's Christmas, that is directed by the executive director, Becky, who's going to follow me. And both organizations, along with the Lithgow family, are thrilled to bring this family-centered show to Thousand Oaks with the hope of establishing a tradition here in Thousand Oaks, and hopefully this is very family-centered show. We've been doing a little research on the tickets that are coming in, and we found that of the 3,000 tickets so far we've sold, a third of them are people who have never been to this venue. And so we're reaching people that have never been here and hope to bring the families into here. I want to thank you all for supporting 5 Star Theatricals for the past 30 years. We love being here in this beautiful venue. And now I'm going to turn it over to Becky, who will explain exactly what a panto is. And the audiences, you'll look forward to seeing this show. Becky?
Thank you, Cindy. This is
Hello, everybody. Congratulations, Councilmember McNamm, and congratulations, Mayor Adam. This is such a great night to be here to talk about this because our shows are completely community and family driven, and we have reached out to Thousand Oaks because we feel that this is the perfect city to partner with, to have the same ethos that we do, which is to bring new young audiences into the theater and to bring our families together, kids, parents, and grandparents all alike, off their cell phones, off their applications, and all focused together on an experience that they create and share at the holiday time. This is a tradition that it started 300 years ago in England, and it was made by the cities when they didn't have enough money to give presents to the kids. So the local candlestick maker and baker got together and put these shows on, and they are always fairy tales set to modern music that are interactive with the audience. You get to boo the bad guys and cheer the good guys. And in England, any small theater, big theater in the West End, they all do pantos, and they really use these to actually fund their entire season because it is the tradition in every single theater. We are bringing this here. We've been going for 15 years. We were in Pasadena for 8 years at Pasadena Playhouse. We graduated to the Civic, where we were bringing in 1,800 people every night. We brought in half of the audience was from people out of town coming from the Rose Bowl. We hope here to bring everybody in from the cities around in the county of Ventura, Malibu, back over in LA coming out here. We have incredible stars in the past, even this year, John O'Hurley from Seinfeld. In the past, some of the kids here may know people like Sabrina Carpenter that were in our shows, Ariana Grande, Shoshana Bean, Olivia Holt, stars of TV and film. This is not just musical theater, it is an entertainment experience that is really on par with going to a concert. You hear music such as Taylor Swift and everything to Neil Diamond and in between, something for the kids, the parents, and the grandparents. We like to partner, I'm going to turn to you, with our local businesses because we like to do princess parties at the restaurants. We like to, back in Pasadena, we had the SS, I think it was Bank of America there, which ironically is in this building too. But we like to work with, let's say, before Captain Hook came to Neverland, he had dinner at Mastro's across the street. We add a lot of localisms to our stories and therefore incorporate the community, and also there's kids in our shows from the community, and we also make sure to bus in Title I students to get to experience the magic of interactive and theater for the first time. So again, community-driven, family-driven, we hope to be here for years and years to come. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Becky. Wow. bringing the passion. Wendy Zimmerman is up next, followed by Griselda Howe.
Good evening. This is not the perfect timing. However, your next meeting is on January 14th, and the same day, earlier in the day, the Board of Supervisors for Ventura County will meet on an issue of great importance to those of us in Newbury Park. This is the agreement in the case of Mason Partners versus County of Ventura and the Watershed Protection District. In this agreement, which has a number of errors and which charges the city of Thousand Oaks with releasing the agreement, this is a great deal of liability put on your table. There has been no public input because of the fact that this has gone through litigation. It is time for the public to have a voice and time to look at a broader set of solutions. Those of us in Newbury Park who live near the Borchard parcel believe that this agreement, which creates a replacement easement, is way too vague and does not protect us appropriately. It also leaves the relinquishment of this easement doable on an administrative matter and payable by money, not by proof of how the homes nearby will be protected. I'm asking you to find a way between now and then to ask your staff to work on this issue, to tell county that you want to go back to the table and get a better agreement in place before the court case is resolved. I know you are capable of doing this. I know you cannot discuss this today. However, it is crucial for city and its liability and crucial for the safety of the people who live in this area, which is subject to flooding and are endangered by this, and other people who need to pass through these streets in Newbury Park, that you guys get a better solution than what is currently being offered. Thank you.
Thank you, Wendy. Next up is Griselda Howe, followed by Chase Rashid.
Does this one? Okay, good. I'm a rather short individual, so I'll be using this one. Okay. Hi, my name is Griselda, and I am speaking on behalf of the Latino Youth Leadership Group of Thousand Oaks, which is sponsored by the American Association of University Women. The club and I are very happy that the Latino population of this city is finally going to be accurately represented with Ty on the new board. Although we seem to have a growing population of Latinos, a year ago you wouldn't know that by looking at our city board. And because of this, we look forward to Connie Ty Gutierrez, her representation. It seemed like yesterday we were sitting at her table inside her house brainstorming the campaign, and now she gets to sit up there with the rest of the board members. You remind me again of how proud I am to be Latina. Congratulations, Ty, and thank you everyone for your time.
Thank you, Griselda. Chase Rashid, followed by Claudia Vilda de Pena.
Okay. So, since this is the only opportunity I would have to say anything about the incoming council member during this meeting, I wanted to speak a little bit about her work ethic and just what she did to get here. Over 6,000 doors were knocked during the campaign. And probably even more than that, because she went out and knocked every door in her neighborhood, every door, without knowing if there were even any registered voters there. She talked to everyone in her neighborhood. So I want to tell a couple of stories about the campaign trail. So there were meet and greets. One of them was over at Dover Hendricks Park. And it just so happened that there was a CRPD program that was like letting out of the community center. And there were kids who came over to the meet and greet because there was food, and they were asking if they could have a snack. And what happened was Ty ended up, feeding the children. Like, it was amazing. It was a meet and greet that just turned into something that was not even political. It turned into a community event. And then there was another meet and greet that was actually at my apartment complex. And there was a neighbor who showed up, a lady who had recently moved back to the area. And she needed a lot of help and needed to know where to get help. And Ty spent like probably 30 minutes telling her about resources to get her utility bill paid and all these different things. So you are not just going to get a council member, you're going to get a community advocate. And I worked with her, like Griselda said, where it was a lot of times we were at her kitchen table just working to get her elected. And not just to get her elected, but to give a voice to more of the community. And on a personal level, I will say that this council member is not just going to be my representative. I realize that this council member is my family. She is now my sister after what we went through, going to Conejo Oaks and walking up those hills, After that, you become family. And even before that, when she ran for CRPD, we were in that orientation for the election, immediately connected. I ran against other people. Everybody was totally respectful in that race. But I'm thankful she will be our representative. And yeah, that's my sister. And she even calls my mother Mama. And, so thank you, Council.
Thank you, Chase. So we have former council member and former mayor, Claudia Bilda La Pena. Good evening, Claudia.
Good evening, Council. It's been exactly 2 years since I stood here thanking all of you, thanking for your teamwork, for your professionalism, for your courtesy after being on the council for 20 years. I stood here in 2002 when I was elected, really by accident, defeating a one-time incumbent at the time. I was told with my name, Bilda La Pena, I would never be elected in the city of Thousand Oaks. That obviously didn't happen. Fast forward 22 years, and we now have another woman of Hispanic heritage, Connie Tai Gutierrez, taking over. I would like to first, before I speak about Connie, I want to congratulate Mr. Adam on your re-election to a fourth term.
Thank you.
I also want to, in advance, and I hope I'm not jinxing anything, I don't have another chance to say anything publicly, congratulate David Newman on becoming mayor this evening. Connie, you and I have talked quite a bit. And I know that your voice will be a voice that this council and this city need desperately. There hasn't been a woman on the council in 2 years. There is a woman now, but you did not run on being a woman, nor did you run on being a Latina. You ran on community values, and that is what resonated with the residents of Thousand Oaks. Your success story is incredible. I thought I had a good story until you came along. You have an incredible success story, having experienced homelessness and having become a very successful business person. You are proof of what happens when you put your mind to something, when you really are totally driven by a goal and mission driven. You can accomplish things no matter what happened to you in your life. And that is what the residents of Thousand Oaks will hear from you. You will lead with compassion. Do you have this quiet leadership skill in you that I discovered over the months? Nobody will pull the wool over your eyes. You are able to stand up to special interests, and you will embody the mission that others, those who are less privileged, deserve a seat at the table with everyone else. And for that, I congratulate you. I am immensely proud and very, very happy that you were elected. And with that, my time is up, and I would like to present you with these flowers. Connie, you will be fantastic. Thank you.
Thank you, Claudia. Sean Maradian is next, followed by Andy Fox.
Thank you. Before I begin, I think somebody left their glasses here. These belong to anyone? No? Okay, lost and found. Thank you very much. Our comments are also directed to incoming council member Ms. Gutierrez. Good evening. Congratulations on behalf of the entire board of the Thousand Oaks Boulevard Association. We're very proud of you. You ran an incredible campaign, and as the comments you've heard this evening, we expect wonderful things from you. What's different this year than prior years is because we have districts, many don't know that the Thousand Oaks Boulevard Association now is encompassed into one entire district, and that happens to be the district that Mrs. Gutierrez is going to be serving. And so with that, on behalf of our entire board, we would like to offer open arms and all of our resources to you to ensure that your council over that district, over the heart of the boulevard, is successful. We're invested in your success, and we're here any way we can to help you transition into an incredible council member. And congratulations, we really look forward to working with you. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Maradia. Andy Fox, former council member, former mayor.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, Mr. City Manager, Madam City Attorney. This is our only time to really comment on the incoming council members and the election. I did want to take a moment to thank Councilmember McNamm for her service. Everything you heard about Kevin was accurate to the 10th power. Kevin, you can hold your head high. You served city for 4 years with energy, with passion, and you brought everything you could to the table. And you have joined really a small group of individuals who had the opportunity and the honor to serve in the city council. So thank you for your 4 years of service. And I'm sure you're going to continue to be involved in the community as you always have been. Let me congratulate, as to join Claudia, Mayor Pro Tem Newman. I have every reason to believe I've been to 1 or 2 of these meetings, so I'm pretty sure you're going to move into the mayor's seat. And so I've watched a few council meetings. I'm done with my therapy, so I'm actually able to watch a council meeting. And I already know ahead of time you're going to run a fair-handed, even meeting, always respectful of the residents and your fellow colleagues. And I just wish you the best for the incoming year. And now, finally, Councilmember-elect Gutierrez. So I'm going to tell a little story. I had coffee with Connie, Ty. I'm not sure how you want to go by it. Anyway. So as she walked in, she says, you know, I know you. And I was like, well, I've met a lot of people in Thousand Oaks, but can you give me a little hint? And she says, well, not so much me, but your son, Demetrius, when he was a teenager, dated my sister, Deanna. And I think Deanna is right here. Not to out you, okay, but Deanna was over the house all the time. And so we shared a little bit of a family relationship there. But Connie, you haven't been sworn in yet. It's not too late. So you two are going to join a great group of individuals. I would just tell you that all the things that you heard, each one of these individuals care deeply about the city. And you're going to find that you're going to have far more agreement than disagreement with every one of these individuals. They care a lot about the city, You're going to see that firsthand. I can tell you from personal experience, you have no better city staff. Our city staff, the people that sit up here, over here, and up, they're incredible. And if I could give you, yeah, another round of applause. Your first year or two, I know you have a lot of things to balance, spend as much time with the city staff as you can. And when you show up on Tuesday nights, you'll represent the city well. So congratulations. By the way, you are my council member now because we have districts. So I live in your district, and I just want to wish you the best, and congratulations to the whole council.
Thank you, Mr. Fox. Mr. Powers, comments?
No follow-up.
All right, very good. All right, we are going to move on to department report now, led by Ms. McGuire, our city clerk. If you have the floor.
Good evening, Mayor and council members. Before you tonight is a resolution declaring the results of the general municipal election held on November 5th, 2024. The county clerk has certified the canvass of votes cast for 2 council members representing districts 4 and 5. Staff's recommendation this evening is to adopt the resolution certifying the election of Al Adam for District 4 and Connie Ty Gutierrez for District 5 for 4-year terms, and to find that this is not a project under CEQA. This concludes my presentation, and I'm available for questions.
Thank you, Ms. McGuire. Looking for a motion on that. Mr. Newman.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I'm pleased to move that we adopt item 8 based on recommendations 1 and 2.
All right, let us vote, please.
And that motion passes 5-0.
All right, thank you. And now we are going to have the oath of office administered, and I'm going to step down to the podium.
Yes, thank you, Mayor Adam. Will you and Councilmember-elect Gutierrez please join me at the speaker lectern? Okay, please raise your right hand. Do you please state your name? Solemnly swear or affirm that you will support and defend the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of California against all enemies, foreign and domestic, that you will bear true faith and allegiance to the Constitution of the United States of America and the State of California, and that you take this obligation freely without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion, and that you will well and faithfully discharge the duties upon which you are about to enter. Please say, I swear, I affirm, or I do. I will. Excellent. Congratulations. Mr. Mayor. Yeah, you have to sign your oath, please. And now we'll take a moment to make some changes on the dais. Thank you. Okay.
And now, we are on to our council reorganization and our city clerk.
Yeah.
Right. Let's get our seat taken here by Ms. Gutierrez. How about that? And now it's time to reorganize, and I'm going to turn it over again to our city clerk, Laura McGuire.
Thank you, Mayor Adam. So now is the time for the 2022 council reorganization. Item A is nominations for the office of mayor. Do I have any nominations? Mr. Taylor?
I'm going to just tell a quick story as I do this. About a year and a half ago, I was flying to Sacramento with Mr. Newman. And somebody shot a photo of us. I think it was Mina. I posted it on Twitter. And before you know it, or X, before you know it, Kyle Jory reposts it. And he says, I wonder what these two are talking about. And funny enough, we spent the entire flight talking about housing. We spent, I think, the entire weekend together talking about housing. And I left that trip with a new appreciation for David, that we actually had a lot more in common than I realized. And I walked away with that with a greater understanding of what we were trying to accomplish because I had different ideas coming in. And the last year and a half has been an absolute pleasure working with you, so it would be my honor to nominate David as mayor for 2025.
Thank you, Councilmember Taylor. So Councilmember Newman has been nominated. Are there any other nominations? Hearing none, nominations are declared closed. I will now ask for a vote. Councilmember Engler?
Yes.
Councilmember Taylor?
Yes.
Councilmember Gutierrez?
Yes.
Councilmember Newman?
Aye.
And Councilmember Adam?
Yes.
And that motion passes 5-0. And now we'll move on to the nomination and selection of Mayor Pro Tem. The nominations for the office of Mayor Pro Tem are now open. Do I have a motion? Yes, Mr. Engler?
Yes, I'd like to nominate Councilmember Taylor. I also have a small story on that same trip.
Uh-oh.
Many people know Councilmember Taylor as our council member, but he also has an alternate life as well, as a professional skateboarder and a developer and a noted person on social media giving advice to everybody. So there we were having a nice dinner, and the waiter came over and saw now Mayor Newman and Councilmember Bob here. And when he saw Councilmember Taylor, he said, "Is it really you?" We have a celebrity amongst us. It's my pleasure to nominate him for Mayor Pro Tem.
Thank you, Councilmember Engler. Are there any other nominations? Hearing none, nominations are declared closed. So Councilmember Taylor has been nominated to serve as Mayor Pro Tem. I'll conduct a roll call vote. We'll start with Councilmember Adam.
Yes.
Councilmember Engler?
Yes.
Councilmember Taylor?
Yes.
Councilmember Gutierrez?
Yes.
And Mayor Newman?
Aye.
And that motion passes 5-0. And go ahead and switch seats.
Got it. Thank you. Yeah. Thank you. Well, thank you to this council for your trust. Thank you to staff for your support. Thank you to the people of Thousand Oaks. whether you voted for me or not. I work for you. And most importantly, thank you for family and friends who are here tonight, especially my wife, Salju. I am here only because of your love and support. Thank you. I'd like to ask for a show of hands. Who feels we are incredibly fortunate to live here? Well, of course we feel that way. Unanimous, yeah. I mean, we have beautiful open space, safe streets, and a vibrant economy. We, thanks to our partner agencies, our public schools and parks are among the best in the nation. We have first-rate libraries and arts programs. We are a leader in sustainability to address climate change. And this city government is on very sound financial footing, without which all of the rest of this would not be possible. So yes, we are very fortunate, and we should cherish those things and preserve them and enhance and extend them. At the same time, it's important that we recognize that we face serious challenges. Although we are an affluent community, too many residents face food and housing insecurity. Even the most well-off among us knows someone, a family member, friend, colleague, who has difficulty making ends meet. It is our duty to ensure that city government works for everyone, not just the most well-off, the most privileged, the most fortunate. Quoting something John Kennedy said, "A free society that cannot help most cannot save the few." We also live in a very divisive time, and one not great attribute of our politics is there's this urge to demonize one group or another, even people who are just 1 degree different from our own point of view, and say, those people, they're the problem. This is one of the worst aspects of our politics today. And so I understand the urge to turn away and disengage from politics. The problem is, whether you choose to engage or not, politics affects us all, especially here at the local level. So rather than disengage, I want to encourage you all to get more involved with city government. Come to our meetings. We have a lot of them. Consider joining one of our many panels and commissions. One of the things you'll find about city government that's great and that I love is that we work to unite rather than divide. We work together here. We solve problems. We recognize that no one person or party has a monopoly on the best way to fill a pothole or preserve the environment or address our housing needs. We need everyone's help for this to work. Working together for mutual benefit, that's really what government is all about. In the end, that's really all government is. It's just a promise that we respect and take care of one another. So speaking of mutual interests, I hope you're enjoying the ceremonies this evening. I hope you all have a wonderful holiday season. But after that, let's get to work. Thank you. So moving on, I'd like to congratulate our new Mayor Pro Tem, Mikey Taylor. And Mikey, if you have any comments to make.
I'll just make this real quick. It's been 2 years, and where I was very thankful is that right when I got in, I had Bob and Al and Kevin to kind of help mentor me and get me caught up to speed, as well as the city. And I guess I'm saying this more to you, Ty, than be about, Mayor Pro Tem. You've got a great group of people here. the onboarding process is going to go fast, and before you know it, you're going to feel like a seasoned vet. So any way I can help, I'm looking forward to, and thank you for your trust to assist you how I can.
Very nice. Thank you, Mr. Mayor Pro Tem. Other council members? Councilmember Adam.
Thank you, Mayor.
Mayor Emeritus Adam.
Yeah, well, it's all yours now. In regards to being mayor for the last year, I want to thank a couple people that don't really get some of the thanks that they deserve. I want to thank our city clerk, Laura McGuire. Laura's so patient. She prepped me for every meeting over the last year. Came in early, got me started, kept me on agenda, mostly. And if I messed it up, she would very politely correct me. So thank you, Laura. I want to thank Alexander South. Alexander's our Strategic Communication and Public Affairs Director. She put together my PowerPoints for me. She helps me with my speeches. She helped me with the State of the City speech today. She does our videos. She's great. Thank you, Alexandra. I really appreciate it. And finally, I want to thank Katie Morris. Katie, are you here in the audience? Well, Katie is our administrative support supervisor. She's the go-to person. She gets it all done. Every problem that I have, every place I'm supposed to go, whatever I'm supposed to be doing, Katie, and she's great. She really is. That's so good with the staff, and we just don't do this alone. Believe me, we get a lot of help. And I want to thank my wife Marilyn for your tolerance all these years. It's been fantastic. And you know, I guess the best part of this job over the last year was being able to recognize and give credit to our residents. The ribbon cuttings that I went to, the people that I commended at the podium. It's really heartwarming to see these folks get the definition or the recognition that they deserve, and it was my privilege and honor to be able to supply that. And Ty, this is very exciting. How about that, huh? Elected on your first term in Thousand Oaks City Council. He came at a great time. There's all kinds of good things happening. You know, as you heard in the State of the City, we're going to continue to implement our general plan. We're working on our downtown. There's all kinds of things that are going to be exciting for you, I believe. And I would, you know, we're in a time of progress and vision, and I think it's really starting to pay off. And my advice to you, for what it's worth, just you know, be independent, follow your values. So on that drive home after the council meeting, you're at peace with your vote and you feel that you did the right thing, because ultimately that's what it's all about. So glad to have you aboard.
Thank you, Councilmember. Councilmember Engler.
Thank you, Mayor Newman. I've been on the council now for 6 years. It's been an eye-opener for me, and I had a lot of experience in cities prior to coming here. It's been an eye-opener for me to see how well we as a group talk to each other, how well we discuss different items, and the consensus that we come, in my opinion, has been a good consensus. The last year, we've had the pleasure of having Councilmember Adam as our mayor. Most of you don't know that I was grading Al the whole time.
I know.
He almost had a perfect meeting a couple of times. I'm going to give you the perfect meeting tonight, Al. You've done a good job. And Ms. Gutierrez, it is a pleasure to have you on our council now. I'm looking forward to hearing the breadth of your experiences coming and helping us make decisions that have the depth that serves our public. And that's a big weight to put on you to bring all these new thoughts to us. But I think you'll find that we're receptive and that we will work together to make this city move forward. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, council member. And before I turn it over to our newest city council member, Councilmember Connie Ty Gutierrez, I too want to add a few comments of welcome. Connie, Ty, you've been my friend for a few years. We got a lot closer during this campaign. I want to echo something Claudia Bilda La Peña mentioned earlier, which is that you didn't run as an X or a Y. You didn't run saying, I'm a woman, vote for me, or I'm Latina, vote for me, or anything else. You didn't need to. You voted on the values that we have in common, that we all share. And I'm just so grateful to see you up here, because I know you will espouse, you live those values every day. And I know you will bring that to our council. It's much needed. And I know you will do the right thing here. I know we will be proud of you. I know our city will gratefully benefit from you. So from the bottom of my heart, I join my colleagues in saying welcome. And with that, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Mayor Newman. I don't have to get used to that. It's like a nice ring. I want to start by saying my name is Connie Gutierrez. I was named after my mother, who I like to say was well ahead of her time. They didn't know if they would have a boy or a girl. My dad wanted a junior, and so did my mom. So I became Connie. And it was my niece, Catalina Rose, who I so badly wanted her to call me Tia. She was my first niece. And instead, she named me Ty. And she spells it T-I-E, just like the neck piece. And you'll see me say it and do a hand motion. And these are the ways that I carry my family with me. This longer story is Gutierrez. And I won't get into it, but there are many of them in the audience now. I have, of course, my mother, two tias, and a tío, and or two tíos and a lot of cousins. And this is a long, it feels like a full circle moment. And I started with my name because I can feel everyone going like, do we call her Connie or Ty? And my friends call me Ty. So please call me Ty. I will always honor my mother's name. My name is Connie. But this is a full circle moment for me. What you might not know is that I have, since inception, since I have been a Thousand Oaks resident, have felt the embrace of this community. And I have my TOTV, if you wouldn't mind, showing the article. This is an article from the Ventura Star. This is dated July 20th, 1998. And this was my family receiving our Habitat for Humanity home in the city of Thousand Oaks. And the headline is great. It says friends and family, but I really, really wish till this day that it said community, that you all had welcomed us. And on the campaign, I actually was knocking doors in Westlake Hills, and I got to meet someone who helped build my home. And I was very young when the house was actually being built from its foundation till its completion. And I had never been able to really articulate how it changed. Ooh, I don't want to cry, excuse me. How it changed the trajectory of my life and how it changed the trajectory of my family's life to have that home, the home my mom still lives in today, how it impacted our lives. And I think a lot of the reason that I'm here before you was because of the community 27 years ago, taking note of a family and saying, let's give them this opportunity. And I'm here humbly, and so it's such an honor to be in service to the city and the community of Thousand Oaks. And I sit here hoping to make you all proud and to serve with conviction and compassion, and also to make my mom proud. I'll finish with, I have an 11-year-old son. His name is Isaiah. And along with my nieces is one of the biggest reasons why I ran. I thought, what an opportunity to see Mommy do something really hard, really courageous, and lock arms with community and be steadfast and be authentically invested in the collective success of my community. Something my parents taught me a very long time ago to do. My parents were pastors, and I had always seen them in service to the community. And so I hope to instill in my son and in my nieces and in all of our young folks here in Thousand Oaks, especially within the Latino community, that we are so much more successful. We can get so much more done when we do it as a collective. Thank you so much for your trust, for everyone who put my name or their bubble towards my name on the ballot, and to all of those who didn't, I look forward to earning your trust. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilmember Gutierrez. You already have such a remarkable story, and I know you'll go on to even greater things here. We're so glad that you're here. Thank you. And that concludes our regular business for this evening. Our next City Council meeting is scheduled for 6 p.m., January 14th, 2025. I know you all come back here to attend that regular meeting. I want to wish everyone again a happy holiday season and ask that you please join us for a reception in the lobby. And with that, this meeting is adjourned. Good night, Thousand Oaks.